Here we go again.
Welcome back to Donuts in Space. I'm your host Richard, and I'm also going to be your light comic relief for this build too, as always. Firstly, welcome back, and secondly, thank you for all my new subscribers, even though I haven't actually made a model in 2 years. I don't know how the hell that happened, but I did pick up some new subscribers whilst I was out, so that's always good news, so thank you for that. The other thing, obviously, as well, is that we're doing the Voyager build. I'll explain what was happening there in the We're Back video. I'm still currently waiting for the model kit to come in. That should have been dispatched on the 1st of November. Unfortunately, the shop never received their consignment of model kits. So it was put back to the 15th of November. It's the 12th of November today, so that means it's 3 days away. Hopefully, if it does come in on the 15th, then I should get it around the 20th or so. As you guys are aware, I'm not going to do an out-of-the-box review of the kit itself, because I've done that in the first video, the first Voyager that I built. So if anybody needs to watch a full in-depth out-of-the-box review of the Voyager kit, then please by all means go ahead and watch part 1 of the USS Voyager build-up. This one, to save confusion, I've retitled it the USS Voyager NCC 74656 The Rebuild. As I say, just to try and cut out any confusion as to what's what. Before we carry on, I'd just like to quickly mention a couple of things. Firstly, as you can see, new setup with the camera. It's now suspended in mid-air, not by magic, but by a stick, over my bench, so we get a sort of top-down view of the bench. I just wanted to kind of experiment really with the way that these things are done, rather than either having the camera looking over my shoulder, to the left of me, to the right of me, to the middle of me, stuck in the middle with you. Where did those logos come from? Well, I thought I'd give this a quick look, or a quick go, to see if it's any better. So if you like the view of the camera more than you did from previous videos, then let me know, as this is something that I can carry on doing. Secondly, more aimed at the beginning modelers more than the experienced modelers. I mean, obviously there's modelers out there that have got even more experience than I've got. I mean, I know there's quite a few people out there that have praised me for my model making skills, but you know, I'm not going to sit here and blow me own trumpet and say, yeah, I'm a goddamn good builder, because, you know, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not. There are model builders out there that are a lot better than me at doing this kind of thing. Sometimes I fluff it up completely, you know, especially now because I've been out there, I haven't built a ship for 2 years. My skills are going to be pretty rusty, and hopefully by rebuilding the Voyager, which is a kit that obviously I'm quite well versed in, hopefully, keep fingers crossed that nothing's going to go wrong with this build, because I've got the experience in building it. I just need to repolish my skills, basically. But if anybody out there really, whether I suppose whether you got a lot of experience or not, whether, doesn't matter, if there's anything that you want me to show you in how it's done on a particular kit, on this particular kit, then let me know. And I will try and accommodate that. I can't guarantee that I'll be able to fulfill every single request that's out there, but I will try my best. But you know, just not rude requests like telling me to go forth and multiply with extreme velocity. That would be rather rude, and it might make me cry. No, it wouldn't actually, no, because I've got quite thick skin, to be fair. That's why I take the mickey out myself all the time. But anywho, on with the show, as they say. Before we actually do get to these parts, two other things that I want to mention. The first thing is that all of the parts that I'm going to be using, the aftermarket parts that I'm going to be using for this kit, are going to be put into the description field of the video itself. So if anybody off the back of these videos does decide A, to buy the kit, and B, buy all of the aftermarket parts for the kit that I've got, or some of the aftermarket kits, it doesn't have to be all of them, you know, then they're going to be in the description field with the link to them, just to kind of save you a little bit of time, really, of trying to hunt them down, especially on Shapeways, because you can put a detailed caption of what you want, but then it'll come up with 3,000 million things that you actually don't even want to look at, or never thought out. You put in something like a bridge replacement for such and such a kit, and you get shown kitten key rings for some reason. I don't know why that happens, but you know, if you're putting in a specific search term, it should really only search for those particular parts, but for some reason, you know, kitten key rings, obviously to some of these search engines, must look like kitten key rings for some reason. Weird, strange. But that's the first thing. The second thing is, I do have one of my new subscribers. He's relatively new to the business, and he's only, I think, last time I looked, 107 subscribers. It's the White Gloved Modeler. I will put a link to his YouTube account in the description as well. He's reasonably new actually to YouTube and modelling, but he's got some pretty good builds actually going on, to be fair, and he's got some really good projects going on at the same time as well. He's doing multiple kits at the same time, which is something that I can't do, so kudos for that. I can't work on more than one kit at a time. My brain doesn't like it. I've tried it, and it just like melts and sits in the corner of my skull and cries. So yeah, please do go and have a look at his channel, hit him up, subscribe to him if you can, because I know that he will be glad of the subscribers, and I know that he is also open to any comments or suggestions as well, where he can actually grow his skill set. You know, and plus, as I say, you know, he's ambitious, because he's got loads of models on the go all at once, and it's like, whoa, stop it! I can't do that. I can only do one. And there's people out there telling me that I'm a really great builder, and I've got, you know, these mad modelling skills, and it's like, well, have I really? No, I don't think so. I'm not the most experienced modeler, and I'm not. I wouldn't actually class myself as being one of the sort of best modelers that are out there, really, to be fair. I mean, it's nice to be paid those kind of compliments, but I wouldn't actually consider myself to be an excellent model builder, because there are model builders that are out there that are just in a different league compared to me, to be fair. But there you go. So that's that part done. So I'm going to show you these kit parts. We start with the parts from Shapeways. These basically all come from the same person. He's got loads of stuff for Star Trek on his little corner of Shapeways. So not only does he do stuff for the Voyager kits, but he also does other parts for the DS9 runabout and well, basically loads of other parts. The stuff is actually top-notch quality, if I'm going to be honest with you. So I think, one of the other projects I'm going to do is I'm actually going to redo the runabout rear grand diorama, because I know that I can actually make that diorama more realistic than what it actually turned out. Although at the time I was kind of like, yeah man, I've just built my first diorama, and I was, yeah, really happy with that. Yeah, not so now, to be quite honest, especially after watching Luke Townsend, who does railway model scenery stuff. If I'm not into railway models, but all of the scenery stuff that he does is absolutely fantastic, and I mean it does look so realistic, it's unbelievable. So I thought, well, do you know what, I'm going to redo that kit, redo the interior kit, because the guy who does these parts also does a really good interior kit for the runabout, and looking at it, it looks even better than the kit that I got from Federation Models. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So at one point I will rebuild that. So this guy, I can't remember his name, if I'm to be honest, offhand, but all of the details will be put to the link of the video. So in these two little baggies, and no, there's nothing illegal in these little baggies, trust me, I've already looked. These are basically rooms that go within the Voyager. They fit into where the larger windows are, on the side of the saucer section and on the bottom, and then also on the engineering section of the kit. These two, this one here is basically the Shuttlecraft, etc. So in here you've got the Aero Wing, you've also got the Delta Flyer, and then you've got two different types of shuttlecraft in there as well. So you've got two of the speedboats, and then two of I think it's either Type 23 or Type 26, I can't remember, to be fair, but they're basically the same ones that were in Star Trek The Next Generation, and there's two of those in there as well. So they're really good. They've got a lot of good detail to them. And then in this one we've got the bridge, and then the rooms that go in the bridge, etc. as well. Good thing about these parts is that they weren't around some time ago. When I built this kit originally, they weren't around, and well, I mean, 3D printing is basically coming along in leaps and bounds at the moment, and I think that's why this guy's managed to get the level of detail that he's done. He's actually pushing the boundaries of what these type of machines can do, to be fair. And they're not what I would call expensive, to be fair. I think for all four of these parts here, I think it come to less than, it was definitely less than £50 to actually buy the kits and have them shipped via UPS to me. And honestly, the quality of them, it's well worth it. So so excuse me, what we do is we just take a look in the first bag. I mean, I've already had a look at these, and if I'm to be honest, one of the parts have come off already, but not in a bad way. Because basically what they do with these, when they're printed in one block, separated by, I suppose, like, if you like, little sprue sticks, which are quite fragile, so hence they fall off. So if we look at this one first, and I've got to get my hands used to the camera there. As you can see, this one, you can see hopefully the detail. I know this is transparent, but you can see the parts in there hopefully, and hopefully if we turn that up to that side, there you go, yeah, you can actually, especially if I do it like that, you can actually see the windows in there as well. I might need to cut these windows off, I'm not sure yet. It's something that I would need to look at, if I'm to be honest. But they are really good, and I'm not sure how close I'm going to be able to get to show you the detail, but you can see there's chairs and everything. And that's actually Captain Janeway's private quarters that go at the front of the ship. And then this little piece that fell off as well is basically goes on the top of her quarters, which will cast a little bit of shadow into there, as though you've actually got sort of lighting in there as well. And then you've also got all of these teeny tiny little rooms as well, with all the chairs and God knows what else in there, tables. And then if we turn it upside down, we've got even more little rooms in there as well, which is good. And then it's basically the same for this particular set as well. Get these out, there we go. So look in there, we've got more little rooms, and again with chairs and tables and all sorts of things. And then again underneath, and these little rooms basically fill up all the big windows that are on the kit. So hopefully once they're in place and they're sort of painted so you can see the detail on them, hopefully they're going to stand out a little bit more. And then if we just open this one is the Shuttlecraft. So if we look at this one on the top view, you can see the aero wing there. And the good thing is that because this is semi-transparent, I'll be able to light these up, I think. Because you know me, I like to light things up. And then on the bottom you've got the Delta Flyer and the two different types of Shuttlecraft as well. Now, as I say, they're all held on by little tiny screws to each other. The reason why the guy does that is because it actually makes it cheaper to print them out. Therefore you don't get as charged as much. If they were to be printed off individually and stuck in a bag, it'd cost you even more money, I think. So they're good. As I say, they're transparent. I'm going to be able to light those up, which is quite good. When it comes nearer to the time, I'm going to kind of explain what I'm going to do to them with them. I've got a couple of ideas that I've got floating around in my head for that. I just need to kind of think about it before I talk about it, because I don't want to say that yes, this is what I'm going to do and then not do it. And then if we get into this little baggie, this is the bridge replacement. As you can see there, it's got a hole in the roof. Well, in fact, I say it's got a hole in the roof. There's no roof. You've got the bridge, you've got the captain's ready room, and then you've also got the briefing room. And again, they're all on the inside. They need to be cut away just to be painted. And then you've also got the bridge roof there. And then hopefully you can see there you've actually got the windows built into it. The detail that's on the top is a little bit too faint, but that doesn't matter because that's going to be taken care of by the photo etch that's going to go on there, which in turn is also going to be able to help light block the transparent parts. There's nothing worse than transparent parts on model kits. I mean, I had that struggle with the Deep Space Nine station. It took forever to sort out the light leaks on that because it is a transparent kit. The other thing that we've got going on is the green strawberries photo etch set for the Voyager. now I think I did say in the last video, or the We're Back video, that there's nothing wrong with the Paragraphics photo set and that it is a good set to buy, and it is a good set to buy. However, this, even though it's slightly more expensive, is really just out of this world, to be fair, because there's just so much detail in this kit. It's unbelievable. So if we open the package, it's hard to get stuff out of here actually, because there's so much stuff crammed into it that it takes forever to try and wiggle the stuff out of it. There we go. Oh, look at that, we got it. It's packed in there quite tightly. So in here you get the instructions for the kit. They're in colour, they're precise. It does, if you look at that bit up there, give you the what to and what not to do, as any normal kit would do. These are the parts that you need to get rid of, or these are the parts that you need to sand down, blah blah blah, and then it gives you a good detailed description of what parts you need to put where, which is good. And as I say, it is, if I put it down like that, and then you'll be able to sort of get the whole thing in shot. Obviously, if you want to look at that a little bit longer, then please feel free to just pause the film and look at it. But as you can see there, we've got photo etch replacement parts for the thrusters, which is absolutely fantastic, because the thrusters that are on the kit aren't really in scale to the model itself, so it's going to make the thrusters look more realistic, to be fair. We've got the usual things that need to get replaced as well, plus the fact we've also got the cargo bays on the bottom of the hull as well, so the doors get glued onto there, so them parts will actually replace the parts that are moulded into the kit itself, to give it a bit more detail. And then again on this side you've got the more windows. You've also got detail that you need to put into the deflector array. So the detail that's actually built into the deflector array, you'll need to sand away and then put the photo etch in there as well. And there's multiple layers of photo etch that go on as well, which is which is kind of cool actually. It's kind of like in some places you've got sort of 3 or 4 different layers of photo etch going on, to give it that sort of 3D look that it should have, rather than just being flat. And then if we turn the page over again, more instructions there again. So you've got the bridge and the detail sections that you need to take off. Obviously on this kit I'm just removing the whole bridge anyway, but I still will be using the photo etch kit on top of it. Then you've got on here those little squares, white squares in front of the bridge and besides it. You've actually got photo etch to replace those, so you just need to sand those off. And these little bits here, let's just, let me show you on the kit actually. Let me just open that back to the page that it was on. There we go. So if I bring this kit out, that is these details just here, these little white slots, and then you've got them down there, and then you've also got them down there, and then I can turn it upside down. You've also got the same thing there and there as well. They're details that I weren't really truly happy with before on the last one that I built, and I did say on the finale of that video, if I was to ever build this particular ship again, those details would be removed, and obviously I would need to cut those little squares out of styrene and then sort of individually glue every single one of them back on, which would have been a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. But the good thing is Green Strawberry have very kindly taken care of that for me, so all I need to do is take the details off, glue the new ones on, and bish bash bosh, we've got it. And then as you can see there, we've got different views for the bridge and the other bits and pieces, and as thrusters that are there. And then if we go down there further, you can actually see here how intricate all of this detailing is, because you've got one large piece that goes on the top, and then you've got all of the other fit bits that actually fit on it, which is great because that's how it should be, to be fair. And the other good thing about that particular part is because I'm using that on a semi-transparent plastic, it's going to help with light blocking again, which is good. And then again there you've got things around the deflector array, also the auxiliary deflectors, and all the other bits associated with it. And then all of the underside bits that you would normally find on other photo etch kits as well, which is good. And then that's those bits. Excuse me. And then we just turn this over, and then on there you can actually see that you've got more studio model scaled looking aft torpedo launchers. That are all good in 3D, and then there as well you can see you've got parts to replace the back ends of the impulse engines on the ship. So if we can get this in shot, that would be these details here that are basically being cut out and replaced. And then if we can actually turn this over so you can see it without trying to get everything in, so you're not going to see it very well, but it also gives you the photo etch grill part that goes into the front of the impulse engines as well, which is good. And then the whole of the rear hangar bay, the rear wall is basically photo etch with more photo etch put on top, which does give it even more detail. And you've got the choice as to whether you want the doors open or closed as well, which is really, really good. I like that idea, to be fair. I think even though you don't get in here, I don't think you get a replacement for the hangar itself. But I think, if I'm right, you can actually on Shapeways get a replacement for it. Let me just have a look on there and see if there is. Nope. No, so you don't. There is no photo etch detail in here for the hangar bay. So I think it's actually on Shapeway. I think I'm going to need to double check on that. If it is, I think I might buy it. I'm not sure yet. It just depends on how I'm going to display all of these little craft, really, to be fair. With the photo etch kit as well, you get the sort of rooms, I guess you could say, little pictures of the rooms. And it's on like reasonably thin paper, so if you shine a light through it, you can actually see the detail that's being picked out on that, which is good if you want to use those, but because we got the rooms, we don't need to use those. But it's good that they've put those in the kits. Let's put that back. So this this little bit of photo etch here, on one side you've got the rear end of the impulse engines, and you've also got pictures, or sorry, not pictures, you've also got the photo etch for the thrusters as well, and also the window templates as well that you need to drill on the C deck, I believe it is. And there's also ones there as well for the A deck as well, or the B deck should I say, sorry, to do the windows on there. But again, we don't need to do those because they're on the kit that we've got. Then on this side, or sorry, on this little sprue, we've got all of the other details for the kit, which is quite good. As again, there's lots of detail, and as I say, you've got photo etch that goes on top of photo etch that goes on top of photo etch. So it actually really does build up a good proper 3D effect as well, which is a lot better, to be fair. And then on this one, which is really thick, if you look at the thickness of that, and then look at the thickness of that, you can see that it's quite a lot thicker. I mean, look, this one, if I pick this one up, it kind of wobbles about like that. With this one, doesn't, it stays in one place. So you can actually see that it's quite thick, and again, you've got parts that go on parts that go on top of parts. So that's going to be quite interesting. And if we look just here, you'll be able to see the details that actually get replaced for those little squares that I want to cut off. Or not cut off, you don't cut them off, you sand them off. And then again, you've got, I'm not used to this camera angle, so you've got that one across there too, like that. So that actually looks quite good. I'm quite happy with that. So that's a really, really good kit, and I'm chomping at the bits to be able to start using this particular kit as well. One of the other things that I'm going to be using is some decals. I can think of the word there for a second. Blimey, my brain really has shut down. So I'm going to be using some decals from a previous kit that I didn't use, because we're actually adding more of the lifeboats to the kit. I can actually use these lifeboats as well. Plus the fact I've also looked online a little bit in more detail on the studio model kit, and there's actually decals on that kit that aren't supplied with these, and most of them are normal sort of run-of-the-mill decals that you can actually find on here anyway. They're just repetitive decals that go all over the ship. So I'm going to actually as well use these to put the details on that are actually missing on the kit itself as well through the decals. One of the other things that's actually missing from the kit itself, and I'm not sure whether you're going to see these or not, to be fair, because yeah, you can just about see one. So you've got a little bit of ribbon detail there, and then also there, and then there's another bit just there, and then it's the same on the other side, and you've also got another one there and there, and then these little bits that go up around the sides there. Those details we'll never put on the kit. So I've actually got the what do they call it again? Plastrut, something like that anyway. So you can see those numbers. Let's get that into view. There you go. So that's the stuff that I've got. That's actually half round stock. So that stuff will be able to make all those details for me. Apart from the white LED lights that I'm going to be using, the LED strips that I'm going to be using on the inside of the kit for the lighting on the inside, and also for the warp engines, I'll be using 3mm red LEDs for the impulse engines, not the impulse engines, sorry, for the Bizarre scoops. But we've also got red SMDs that I'm going to be using for the impulse engines and also the navigation lights. Then also got some green SMDs that I'll be able to use for the navigation lights as well. And then on top of that, we've also got the brilliant white SMDs that we'll be able to use for the anti-collision warning beacons, and also the fluff light for the front of the ship as well. And most probably for a few other areas in the ship as well where I can't get the SMDs in. Oh, sorry, the LED taping. So that's going to be about it for these parts. What I'm going to do now is just wait for the other parts of the kit itself to come in, so we can quickly just go through what we need to do on the model kit itself to achieve what we need to achieve. So I'll wait for that to come in. So I'm just going to cut this video here, guys.